Have you noticed? While some people never stop posting stories, reels, breakfast photos, there's a silent group. People who have social media accounts but never post anything. Maybe you're one of those people, the one who opens Instagram, scrolls through the feed for hours, watches other people's stories, but when you think about posting something, you give up. The photo stays in the gallery, the text deleted, and you go back to being just an invisible observer in a world that seems to scream for attention all the time. But why can't some people simply press the publish button? What happens in the minds of these people? Is it shyness, insecurity, or is there something much deeper happening? The truth is that the psychology behind this behavior reveals much more about ourselves than we imagine. And maybe you'll recognize yourself in every word I'm going to say in the next few minutes. Because this video isn't about judging who posts or who doesn't post. It's about understanding ourselves. It's about discovering why, in a connected world, some choose to remain invisible. So take a deep breath and come with me on this journey through the labyrinth of the human mind. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the fear of judgment. Imagine the scene. You take a photo, you like the photo, you write a caption, you reread it 3 times, your hand hovers over the share button. And then the questions start. What if nobody likes it? What if people think it's forced? What if they judge my clothes, my body, my words? What if? And you cancel everything? Psychologists call this social evaluation anxiety. It's the constant fear of being negatively judged by others. And on social media, this fear multiplies by 1,000 because we're not talking about 5 people looking at you. We're talking about dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of eyes, all with the power to judge silently, or worse, publicly. A study from the University of Copenhagen discovered something fascinating. People who don't post on social media show significantly higher levels of self-criticism than those who post regularly. You know what this means? It's not that others are judging you that much. It's that you are your own harshest judge. You imagine criticisms that probably will never come. You anticipate rejections that maybe don't even exist. And in the end, you protect yourself by not posting anything. It's an invisible prison built by yourself. But the fear of judgment is just the tip of the iceberg. There's something even deeper happening. Digital imposter syndrome. Have you ever felt that your life isn't interesting enough to share? That your thoughts aren't deep enough? That your achievements are too small? That you're simply not worthy of taking up space on someone's timeline? Welcome to the club. And it's a much bigger club than you imagine. Digital imposter syndrome works like this. You see perfectly curated posts from other people. Amazing trips, professional achievements, happy relationships, perfect bodies. And then you look at your own life, and it seems so common, so small. But here's the secret nobody tells you. Everyone is editing their reality. That happy couple fought 5 minutes before the photo. That professional achievement came after 3 years of failures. That paradise trip was planned for months and put the person in debt. Social media doesn't show real life, it shows the edited, filtered, cropped version of real life. And when you compare your backstage with other people's illuminated stage, you'll always feel insufficient. Always. That's why you don't post. Because in your head you need to have something extraordinary to share. And since your life seems so ordinary, you remain silent. Now, not everything is about fear or insecurity. There's a fascinating group of people who consciously choose not to post. The silent observers. These people don't suffer from social anxiety. They don't feel like imposters. They simply observe, analyze, absorb information without the need to share their own. Digital behavior studies show that approximately 90% of social media users are lurkers, passive observers. Only 10% actively produce content, and that's not necessarily bad. Social psychology researchers have discovered that silent observers often show higher levels of analytical and reflective thinking. You know that person who never posts, but when they comment, it's always something deep and well thought out. Well, they're using social media as a learning tool, not for validation. There's also another important factor: privacy preservation. In a world where every moment can become content, where every thought can be captured and archived forever, some people choose to protect their intimacy. And that's a form of wisdom, because not everything needs to be shared. Not every moment needs to be documented. Some experiences are richer when lived only for yourself. Silent observers understand something fundamental. You can be connected without being exposed. You can participate without showing off. You can exist digitally without performing your existence. Here's where things get really interesting. The authenticity paradox. Pay attention to this. Social media preaches authenticity. Be yourself. Show your truth. Be authentic. But at the same time, you need to perform. You can't be that authentic. You can't show your real weaknesses, your genuine fears, your deep doubts. Because if you do that, you'll be judged as negative, weak, or problematic. So you're stuck in this impossible place. Be authentic, but only up to a point. Be vulnerable, but not too much. Be real, but edited. For many people who don't post, this paradox is paralyzing because they feel that anything they share will inevitably be false. It will be a performative version of authenticity, a mask of being real. And that seems dishonest. So why post? Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. It's when our internal values conflict with our external actions. And this tension is mentally exhausting. It's easier not to post anything than to live in this constant contradiction between who you really are and who you need to appear to be. And you know something? This shows a depth of self-knowledge. It shows that you're not willing to trade your integrity for likes, your essence for engagement, and that has immense value. Now let's talk about something that people who post frequently don't like to admit: the addiction to validation. When you post something on social media, your brain enters a state of anxious waiting. Each like releases a small dose of dopamine. Each comment is a mini reward. Each share is a validation that you matter. It's literally addictive. Neuroscience studies show that brain activation when receiving a like is similar to activation when using drugs or earning money. It's not an exaggeration, it's biology. And here's the problem. Once you enter this cycle, getting out is difficult. You start measuring your worth by the number of likes, your relevance by engagement, your existence by visibility. But some people see this game before entering it and choose not to play. They see friends obsessively checking how many people liked. They see the anxiety when a post doesn't perform well. They see the emotional dependence on numbers on a screen and decide, I don't want this for myself. Because they know that once you start, every time you don't post, you feel like you're disappearing. Every time you're silent, you feel like you're being forgotten. Not posting becomes a form of emotional self-preservation, a protection against addiction, a way to keep your self-esteem independent of numbers, algorithms, and external validation. And ironically, this might be the most psychologically healthy behavior of all. Because your happiness isn't in the hands of people you don't even know. Your worth isn't determined by likes. You exist regardless of who sees. But there's still another layer to this story, one that few talk about: silence as a form of resistance. We live in a culture of hyper-exposure, a culture that says if you're not posting, you're not living, that if you're not sharing, you're not experiencing, that if you're not visible, you don't exist. But some people completely reject this narrative, and not posting becomes a political act. A declaration: I exist outside of your validation. These people understand that social media is designed to extract attention, time, and data. They're engagement machines, and each post of yours is fuel for this machine. So they choose not to feed the system. They choose to live experiences without turning them into content. They choose to have thoughts that don't need to be validated by strangers. They choose to exist only for themselves. And there's something deeply liberating about that. Imagine eating a delicious meal and simply eating without thinking about the photo angle, without writing a mental caption, without worrying about lighting. Imagine living a happy moment and just living, feeling, being present, completely present, because you don't need to document to prove it happened. Technology philosophers argue that digital non-participation is one of the purest forms of autonomy in the 21st century. It's saying, my life is not content, my existence is not a product, my attention is not for sale. And just maybe people who don't post have discovered something we all need to learn. You don't need to perform your life to live it fully. So after all this, what's the truth? The truth is, there's no right way to use social media. There's no more evolved or healthier way that applies to everyone. Some people flourish by sharing. They find community, purpose, joy, and that's okay. Other people flourish in silence. They find peace, authenticity, freedom, and that's okay too. What's important is to be honest about why you do what you do. If you don't post because you're afraid, maybe it's worth exploring that fear. Maybe it's worth challenging those internal critical voices. Maybe it's worth experimenting, sharing something small just to see what happens. But if you don't post because you chose not to post, because you value your privacy, your presence, your autonomy, then celebrate that choice. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're missing something, because in the end, the greatest achievement isn't having thousands of followers or viral posts. The greatest achievement is knowing yourself. It's living according to your values. It's being at peace with your choices. Whether you're someone who posts everything or someone who posts nothing, what really matters is that you're doing it consciously, not on autopilot, not out of obligation, not out of fear, but by choice. Because in the end, social media is just a tool, and you decide how to use it or whether to use it. You have the right to be seen, but you also have the right not to be seen, and both are valid. Now tell me, did you identify with any part of this video? Are you on the team that posts everything or the team of silent observers? Leave it here in the comments. I want to know your story. I want to understand what motivates you or what paralyzes you. No judgments, just genuine curiosity. And if this video made you think, made you reflect, or made you feel understood, consider supporting us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Every week I bring content about psychology, human behavior, and self-knowledge. A hug and see you in the next video.